Hey guys, Larios here. I'm back with another video, and this is one I am super excited for. I got a lot to talk about with this video and this unboxing, so let's just get straight into this. But right before that, I just wanted to say I did order some new Beyblades, the Hyperion set. That's coming out now in October. The anniversary set as well, that's coming out soon. And I also did just get this Wind Knight, which looks so beautiful, by the way. So I bought this separately, and it's just such a beautiful Beyblade. But I didn't do an unboxing for this, but it's alright. So this arrived today. I bought it with all those other things, but there will be an unboxing for those. So I just want to show this off, but this isn't about Beyblades today. Today, this is about a video game. And in my channel, on this Larios 300,000 Bays channel, I've always unboxed a new game that means a lot to me. I was thinking about skipping that on this channel and posting this on my other channel, but I decided, you know what, since all of the other games in this series I've unboxed on this channel, I think I should unbox it on this channel. So this is a game, and we're getting straight into it. It just arrived today, and it is a game that means a lot to me. Like a lot. So I'm just super excited that this finally came. This is the collector's set of this particular game, and honestly, I'm just so excited for this. I've been waiting for this for a very long time, and here we go. This looks so nice. Oh, and it's even raised too. So as you guys can see, this is the collector's edition for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And I'm so glad I got this now. Thank you, God, because I am so happy. So let me just remove this here. Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, Xenoblade Chronicles is a series that I absolutely love a lot. And actually, I'll be right back. Sorry, the TV was on and I forgot about that. But Xenoblade Chronicles is a game I love a lot, and I have unboxed all the previous games in Xenoblade on this channel. This is actually a lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. But here we have it. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition. So I had unboxed the other Xenoblade games here because I have all the special editions and I want to show those off in this video just to celebrate Xenoblade Chronicles 3 finally releasing, and it released early too. So, well, the game itself. So we're gonna get into that. But I just felt like I had to definitely unbox this on this channel instead of my other channel. Because on my other channel, I've been doing a lot of Xenoblade videos as well. It's not dedicated to Xenoblade, it's dedicated to like my own video production. It's dedicated to video essays on video games, music, art, movies as well, lots of reviews, things like that. That's what that channel is being more about. So I've been doing a lot of analysis videos and theory videos on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 because I've actually been playing it. In fact, that leads straight into this section, which we'll talk about in a second. But yeah, so I just decided to do it here because I've done the other Xenoblade stuff here as well, and I want to show some of those things. But with all that said, so I don't know how to start this because I want to talk about the one issue with this that I just mentioned that I'll get to. But anyway, let's just at least start with the package. This foil is so beautiful. I haven't seen any unboxing of this, and it's just so beautiful. You got the Ouroboros logo right there, and it's like very smooth, whereas the white is matte. And then you got the characters, and all of the characters have that foil on them. This is so beautiful. And as you can see, the characters are raised and they are also really smooth. So yeah, so they're raised. That's pretty cool. Then you got Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the special edition. And I'm just so happy I have this. I really do thank God for this because this was a struggle to get, honestly, and a lot of people will understand why when I explain this. Oh wow. Oh, that is so beautiful. What? I thought that this was like I did see this from some unboxing pictures that people were posting, but I thought that this would be like when you take it out, this was just an extra little cover that they didn't advertise. But no, it's the back, and this is just such a beautiful artwork. Oh, that's so good. So we've got Uni here, Lance, Neo, Mio, yeah, Neo, Noah, Mio, Senna, and Tyon. And then we've got Uriah from Xenoblade 2 over there, and the Mechonis sword from Xenoblade 3. Oh, this is just so beautiful. But yeah, so I'm just in love with this artwork. Like extremely in love with this artwork. In a way, it kind of makes me think of some of the other Xenoblade artworks, which I'll show in a little bit. But anyway, we've got the Nintendo logo here, in nice bold red, and yeah. So before I get into this, there's a couple things people should know about this. As much as I love Nintendo, Nintendo screwed this up so much. Not the set. The set is beautiful. They screwed up how they handled the set. I don't know why Nintendo does not like actually handling Xenoblade stuff properly, at least outside of Japan. Because in Japan, they're doing this right. They're doing this made to order. So it's not a limited thing. But in the UK, especially in the US, literally especially in the US, since the very beginning, since Xenoblade 1, Nintendo has always screwed up Xenoblade. And I don't know why. With this set, so here's a thing. The game was supposed to release in September 2022, but then it got pushed back. So it was basically going to be released 3 months earlier. So it got released at the end of July. And they were going to open the collector's edition set for pre-orders at a certain point, except they didn't tell anybody until that day. And I was working that day because they decided to open it at like 11 o'clock in the morning. And I just kept loading that page, loading that page, loading that page. And then I was able to add this to my cart, but the demand for this special edition literally broke Nintendo's website. It literally broke Nintendo's website for like a good 2 days. And Nintendo didn't really even tweet about it. They just said like, oh, okay, yeah, we're experiencing a lot of issues. We're going to put the site on maintenance and you will be able to purchase a special edition at a later date. I had this thing in my cart like 4 times and I could not check out because it just started glitching out and removing it from my cart by itself. And then the page itself just started glitching out. Again, I was at work and I started to panic because I'm like, great, they're now going to release this another day. When are they going to do that? Because I'm about to go on vacation in 2 weeks and I'm going to be out of the country. So my phone's not going to be working. And there's a huge time difference as well of like 7 hours. So how am I going to try to get this? So me and a friend who's actually been a fan of my channel, of this particular channel for many, many years, we were both like just talking. I actually got him into Xenoblade, and we were both so dedicated to getting this collector set. The day that they decided to re-release the pre-orders for this set in Nintendo of America, everything, like, it was the exact same situation, probably a little bit worse, but me and him thankfully were able to actually get this into our carts and check out. So again, I'm so happy me and T-Flame were able to get this. He did an unboxing video for his copy of the game. So I'll link that as well in the description below. But yeah, I was in another country 7 hours ahead, hanging out by the side of the house because me and my family were like outside and, you know, they wanted me present. I couldn't be there. And I just saw like a loading screen, like, because there was just so much traffic going into this website that there was a loading screen for almost 2.5 hours, and I'm just there praying my phone is not gonna die from the battery because it was almost dead, praying that I was gonna be able to actually get through that loading screen and get this, and then praying that I would be able to check out of the cart and get a confirmation number, because like the first time I wasn't able to, even though it was on my cart. So I do thank God. I do believe in God. So I do thank God that I was actually able to get this, because the Xenoblade series just means so much to me, and I'm just so glad to have it. So that was actually just one of the hurdles. It was chaotic. So yeah, and literally like 15 to 20 minutes after me and T-Flame got our copies, because we got ours at literally just a few minutes apart from each other, it got sold out. So literally, I thank God that I was able to get this. So yeah, so that was one of the issues. The other issue is that this set is actually incomplete. I mean, it's complete now, but what I say that it's incomplete is that it's missing one thing. It is actually missing the game itself. So the game itself, and this is such beautiful artwork, is not in here. They had to ship the game separately at the end of September, and it came like almost a week after the game released. So so this is my copy that came earlier, and I've played this game a lot. I'm at 200 hours right now. I did beat it. I'm just finishing up some, I think I've probably got like 4 or 5 side quests left. So yeah, but I guess before we get into this, let's at least take a look at the actual game itself. So the game again did release separately, and live to fight, fight to live, 2 countries locked in an internal battle, but whom does their fighting serve? Solve the riddle and save the future. Explore, fight, travel the vast road of Aionios as you fight to liberate the colonies and reclaim your lives. Interlink, fuse characters to transform into powerful Ouroboros. Adapt, combine different character classes to change up your strategy. So this game is just amazing. I love this so much. But oh yeah, and then the inside, we've got them in the campground. For those of you that, and then here's the Nintendo Switch cartridge. I took it out of my Switch just now because I was actually just playing it, to put it in here to show you guys. For those of you that don't know, Xenoblade Chronicles as a whole is a JRPG, so it's a very big game. But yeah, with all that said, let's actually get into this now because I'm super excited. Oh, I guess there's no tape. This box though is actually a little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be. And I do have the other boxes for special editions as well, so I'll be comparing it to those. But here we got a lot of stuff. So okay, nothing else in here. Let's just put this to the side. Take a look at this. Beautiful. I do like this little grid kind of thing here that they put. It's pretty cool. I don't think they needed this much cardboard though. I kind of would have preferred if they did something similar to what they did with the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 one, but anyway. Also, it's kind of messed up that they didn't put like an actual slot here for the game case itself. And you can't even fit both of these in, so, but it's fine. The other sets though, yeah, the games came with those. For this one, unfortunately they had to ship it separately because again it was supposed to release in September, and I guess they just did not have the production ready by then. But here we have the beautiful Steelbook, which is just the same cover art as the box for the special edition. Nothing on the spine. And then we've got this symbol here, which determines how old they are. And then we've got Noah's Ouroboros form and Mio's Ouroboros form. Oh, and I just love this artwork so much. So I'm very, very excited about this. I'm actually going to put this back in here. And then we have an art book. So yeah, it's not the biggest of collector's set. You'll see that in a minute, but I'm just glad we have this for the Steelbook itself and for this art book because I love art books. So this is hardcover. Thankfully it's hardcover. The international versions are all paperback. So yeah, so we've got Noah's, Uni's, and Lan's Ouroboros form, and then Senna, Taion, and Mio's Ouroboros form. Got Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It matches the kind of the art style from, or the layout over here on the banner from the Xenoblade 2 art book. And then over here we kind of got it the reverse. So Lan's, Uni, Noah, Mio, Taion, and Senna. And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Don't really know how I feel about this. I mean, this I feel like is fine for the back, but I don't really know how I feel about having this be the cover for the art book. I like I said, I really thought that this was gonna be like on top of this, and I feel like this should have been the artwork for sure. But with all that said, so yeah, so Nintendo of America screwed this up big time. Nintendo of Japan just straight out had said that it was going to be made to order. So also Nintendo of America screwed this up because they made this exclusive to just the Nintendo Store website. So that didn't help at all. Whereas all of the other sets that I'll show off in a little bit, you could buy them at the store. So yeah, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But here's the art book. It's pretty thick. Like I said, the hardcover. I've got the spine. Before I look into this, I'm going to show you guys right now, but before I actually look and flip through myself, I do want to look at the other art books as well. So I'm not going to flip too much through here. So we've got Xenoblade 3 collected works. And then we've got a pretty nice lengthy letter from Takahashi, who is the creator of the Xeno series, which I'll touch on in a minute. We've got that beautiful artwork there. And then characters. I just love this aesthetic. This is so nice. And this is cool that you got the line work. That was, that cardboard. But let's just take a look at just a few pages here. Now I'm going to pause this and skip ahead a little bit and see what I can show you guys. But here we got some character models for Noah. So that's pretty cool. So we got, you can say he's adult because he's 18. Adult Noah and kid Noah. Then you got some more stuff from him. You got his flute. Pretty cool. I'm not seeing any actual notes on this though, which is kind of upsetting. And I think I skipped a page. No, I didn't. And then you got his Ouroboros form and some artwork for that. So yeah, so everything that I'm showing you right now, the first few pages, it's definitely not spoilers or anything like that. And then we got Mio. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. This is unused artwork because we never saw kid Mio with long hair, only adult Mio. So that's interesting. But yeah. So let me just skip ahead and see what I can show you about some location artwork that's not spoilery. So here we have one of the colonies. The colonies are basically small little tribes or villages that the world revolves around. So there's two nations, the Kivis and the Agnes nations. So the black ones are the Kivis and the white ones are the Agnes. So yeah, these are just some colonies, which is places where people live, and they kind of set up their residential stuff underneath it and stuff. So it's pretty cool. But there was also, let me just put this aside here so I can show you some of the locations. So yeah, there's a bunch of beautiful location artworks as well. Like, this is just so beautiful. And I don't want to go too far into this because I don't want to show any spoilers. I'm just going to show these last 2 pages. But yeah, there's about, oh, that's just amazing. There's about 250 pages, I believe. So yeah, this game is just so beautiful. Like, extremely beautiful. I just want to see the page count. Okay, so in total, there is 260 pages. So usually whenever they say 250 plus pages, this will always like 1 or 2 pages more. They just don't want to say 152 pages or something like that. But yeah, this is definitely 260 pages, so they could have just said that instead of 250 plus. So, but anyway, I'm so glad that I finally have this. The Xeno series does mean a lot to me. Like I said, every time that a Xeno game comes out, it's always complicated, like I said, and I always tend to be in a different place outside of the US when it does release. So, you know, it's always interesting for me, for sure, trying to get these games. And there's always been some difficulties for the most part. So, because of how Nintendo America handles this game, so, or the series. But anyway, I just wanted to put this here and just quickly show you guys my Xeno stuff. That shouldn't take too long. So we'll be right back. So here we have the Xeno games on the Nintendo Switch. So we got Xenoblade Chronicles the Definitive Edition. This is the only one that I did not make an unboxing for. I don't remember why I didn't. But I'll just show you some stuff regarding it. Then we got Xenoblade 2, Torn of the Golden Country, which is actually a DLC for Xenoblade 2, but it's like an actual game. It's like 20 hours long. It's a prequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Don't know which one is my favorite, if it's 2 or 3, because they're just so tied, and yeah, they're both amazing. And then we got Xenoblade 3. So all that said, those are the Xeno games on the Nintendo Switch. I also was gifted these cards, these postal cards, by a friend of mine in the UK. We'll talk more a little bit about him in a little bit, but he's a really good friend. And then these are they were just promotional cards used to promote Xenoblade 3 for pre-ordering the game in the UK in some places. So, just beautiful locations of the game. So yeah, let me now show you some other stuff from Xenoblade that I have. Also, I'm not sure if I showed it, but the postcards actually come in a Xenoblade 3 envelope, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'll be right back. So yeah, this is just fantastic artwork as well. And this was a pre-order bonus for when the original Xenoblade Chronicles, which again is released on the Switch as Definitive Edition, but when it came out for the Wii, because this was originally a Wii exclusive game. So I do have that, and I do remember being outside of the US, just waiting to pre-order this game. And like as soon as I came back from my vacation, I just went and pre-ordered it and I bought it, and I just love this game so much. So yeah, like I said, half the time that these games come out, I'm not in the US. But thankfully I'm able to get them. So, and then we have the Wii U exclusive game, Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I really hope they port over to the Switch, or that they make a sequel to it. So, but yeah, this was like just a mini art book that was a pre-order exclusive, like I said, for Nintendo Wii version of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And there isn't that much stuff in here. There's probably only like 10 pages or something, but it's very thick. This is one of my favorite locations in that game. But yeah, literally, like, I'm just flipping through it because of just how small it is. And yeah, we've got like 2 more pages left. And yeah, just character profiles. And some enemies. And that's it. So literally, it's small, but I'm grateful that I do have this as well. Now, before we get into the crazy stuff, I just wanted to say the Xenoblade games is actually the third version of Takahashi, the creator of the series, trying to retell his story for various reasons. If you guys want information on that, I'm actually going to link the many videos I've been doing on Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and Xenoblade as a whole on my other channel, so definitely check those videos out. Putting them in the order that you should watch them, with the first one first, and then so on. I do, as of this moment, have I think 3 more videos planned for that channel regarding Xenoblade, but yeah, so those aren't going to be in the description, but I do hope you guys check those videos out whenever they're out. But yeah, so this is technically the third time he's trying to retell the story, so it's like the second reboot basically. So it started out with Xenogears, and then it was Xenosaga, and now it's Xenoblade. So with that in mind, it's a little bit hard to explain that whole story, so definitely check out those videos that I mentioned. But I actually have those games as well, and I actually play through them. So we'll be right back. So this is Xenogears. It's for the PlayStation 1. I bought this maybe 2 years ago, and I played it in anticipation for Xenoblade 3, and also because I wanted to see how the story originated from. And yeah, it's really, really cool. And I literally dug out my PS2 2 playlist. I mean, I could have just emulated it, but I did buy this, so I did want to play it because I do have a PS2. So yeah, and it wasn't too hard to drag out the PS2, so I just decided to do that. But yeah, so this is Xenogears. This was the original version of that story. Let's get on to Xenosaga. So now we have Xenosaga, and I bought these last year, and I played through all of them. I bought them all at once. They were expensive, especially because they're all in mint condition as well. But Xenosaga as a whole is very, very, very expensive. It costed almost $300 for all 3 games. So yeah, this was the second attempt, and it's pretty good. And I did play through them on the actual PS2. So it's just really, really cool to see like all the different versions of this one story, because he basically kept trying to tell it. Originally with Xenogears, it was going to be Final Fantasy VII, but it was too dark to be Final Fantasy VII, so then it was going to be a sequel to Chrono Trigger, but it was too complicated, so they decided to make it its own thing, because the Xeno series as a whole is a very complicated series. So yeah, I lost what I was trying to say with this, but yeah, there's like the different versions, because this was the original, this was the first reboot, and then we have Xenoblade. So just to see all the different versions of these stories and like how similar they are, it's just really, really cool. But so all 3 Xenosaga games, and they're all mint, even Xenogears, the manual is in there as well. Same thing with Xenosaga, everything is in here, except that in oh right, now I was remembering. So yeah, the Xenogears was actually supposed to be 6 games, so was Xenosaga, but Squaresoft, who is now Square Enix, decided not to make the sequels and prequels, even though the game sold really well. This is actually, even though it's the first game we got, this is technically part 5. Again, I explained this so much better in those other videos that I'm making below. Then we have Xenosaga, again 6 games, but then Bandai Namco, or Namco at the time, decided to just cut it down when they were developing part 2, so they had to conclude it in 3 parts. So it was rushed and it wasn't fulfilled. But with Xenoblade, Nintendo gives them the freedom to do what they want. They've been able to retell this story fully. So yeah, but with Xenosaga, basically I am missing like one thing, I believe, a promotional thing that came out with this. I think it was all of the cutscenes in the CD. I forgot, I have to look into that, but I do want to get that. I do also want to get the fan translated hardbook physical copy of the art book for Xenogears, because that was only released in Japan don't know if there was one for Xenosaga. I'm looking into that. But there was one released for Xenoblade, Xenoblade X, and Xenoblade 2. That is not the art books in the special edition. They're different actual developmental, like with information and stuff like that, that kind of art book. So I do want to get those even though they are in Japanese. But Xenosaga had that extra thing here in the US. These are all in English. Xenosaga was released in the US. But there was two games in Xenosaga that was not released in the US. And then there was also like a mobile phone that is no longer around. Like a mobile phone game that's no longer around, and a web asode kind of thing that isn't, you can find it on YouTube, that like tells the story between parts 1 and 2. But those were at least released internationally. There are two games though that was not. The first one, and this is actually my most recent pickup, is Xenosaga Freaks, and I got this from Japan. So it is in Japanese. Somebody in Japan, the person that, well, she's no longer selling international, but the person that was selling me all those Beyblades, I had asked her and she was able to find this for me, and it seemed in condition as well. The disc looks perfect as well. But it's not related to the story. It's literally just like a mini game kind of fun thing. So it's really not needed, but I just wanted to get it just because honestly, there was no point in me getting Xenosaga Freaks. There really wasn't. But still, I got it anyway. And then the next one, probably the more important one, is Xenosaga 1 and 2 Remake for the Nintendo DS. Again, this was only released in Japan, and Xenosaga 1 and 2 were all actually supposed to be Xenosaga 1. But because Bandai Namco interrupted and got in the way and the developmental issues happened, they had to split it into 2 parts and make that episode 2. And then other stuff happened that they could not make the rest of the games and had to just quickly wrap it up with episode 3. It does not actually feel rushed though. They did do a good job. But yeah, so they decided to redo Xenosaga 1 and 2 for the Nintendo DS as like one game. And honestly, this is my first Japanese game. Actually, like these two are my first, technically, not really. I had a Dragon Ball fighting game that was Japanese, even though it was released in the West officially. They never translated it, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, so I guess that would be. And then I have all of my Japanese Beyblade video games. So, okay, these are not my first Japanese video games. But yeah, so I wanted my first like DS Japanese game, I suppose you could say, to be one of the Pokemon games that was released for it. It would be Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And my mom was actually going to order that for me, but then I just decided to wait for the English version to come out. So finally have a DS game that's in Japanese though. But yeah, so they basically redid the entire game with sprites and reworked the combat and mixed the two games together. So, and I heard very, very good things about this, but I don't understand Japanese. So anyway, there's only really 3-4 more things I gotta show. One of them is this. So one of them is the Shulk Super Smash Bros. Amiibo. So I got this when it released, and I'm very, very glad I have it. When Shulk was originally announced, I was so excited for him. But then when Power Methra were also announced, I was super excited for them as well. So I do gotta get their Amiibos as well when that's released. So yeah, and I also do have the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 soundtrack on CD. Completely forgot about that actually. I don't think I have the case for it anymore. I'm not gonna go look right now, it's really late. But I only got all of this up because they were like on my shelf. And I don't think that soundtrack is on my shelf. At least not the case. But yeah, so Shulk Amiibo. Really excited for the Pyra Mithra Amiibo. And then now we have the last 3 big things. So I'm going handheld for this just because it's easier. But here's the Xenoblade 3 Special Edition. And here are the other ones. So we've got Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Special Edition, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Special Edition, and then Xenoblade Chronicles X Special Edition. So these Xenoblade X, Xenoblade 2, I was able to pre-order them at my stores and just buy them. I think it was at GameStop or Best Buy that I got Xenoblade 2, and then Xenoblade X I think was GameStop. But Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition Collector's Set. As you can see, this thing is gigantic. And especially compared to the other ones. So yeah, it's as you can see, this is huge. And the reason for this is because this is actually the UK set, not the US set. So for the US set, Xenoblade 2 was basically the same, with some slight differences. Xenoblade X was the same. Xenoblade 3 was basically the same as well for all regions. But Xenoblade Definitive Edition, yeah, this was another thing Nintendo of America screwed up. Before we get into that though, there was a limited edition red pro style controller for the Nintendo Wii that you could have bought with Xenoblade 1 on the Wii. I didn't really buy that because I didn't really care about that controller. Every now and then I do think maybe I should buy it, but really there's no point, especially now. But yeah, so I'm not going to be getting that. And I do want to buy the actual art books, like the one that developers write their notes on and stuff like that, even though it's in Japanese. So unfortunately, Nintendo of America does not translate the art books for Xenoblade 2, 3, and 1. Hopefully one day they do. Xenoblade 1's art book is fully translated. Xenoblade, or fan translated. Same thing with Xenogears art book. It's a fan translation. Xenoblade X, there's like a partial translation to it, which is kind of sad. I wish that they would finish it. Again, it's all fan translations. Xenoblade 2, I can't find anything on it. But let's just quickly appreciate the artwork for Xenoblade 2. It's also like a foil kind of thing, and it's kind of like an off-white compared to the other one. But that's the back for that. And then for Xenoblade X, so yeah, I guess I can talk a little bit about this. So it comes with an art book, 100 pages, the game, an art print, and then a USB card, stick that lots of people have a lot of issues with. And then for Xenoblade 2, here we go. We get a Steelbook with this artwork, an art book, like I said. Don't really like the cover for that one either. And then a sound selection CD, and then the game, of course. For Xenoblade 3, we just saw that. But yeah, this is something that Nintendo of America screwed up in, because, and I guess Nintendo as a whole screwed up in, because not sure why they handled it like this. But yeah, the way that Nintendo as a whole decided to handle Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is that they basically decided to have a different version of the collector set for the different regions, and the UK version actually got the best version. In fact, yeah, like there was other versions that was similar to it, and some which were more condensed like this, which would be nicer to put it away, but I wanted to get this one for one particular reason, or two particular reasons. This set does come with an art book as well, thankfully, like one that is not this one, even though this is really nice. I mean, like an actual 100, 150, 200 page art book, just like the other ones. So it does come with that. It does come with a poster. It does come with the game, and it does come with a Steelbook. And it also comes with, I think, an MP3 file version, like you could just download of the soundtrack. But it also comes with a freaking vinyl record. And the vinyl record is just amazing. It's so well printed and so well detailed. And I actually do have a turntable, actually. If we just scroll over here to the side, here's my turntable. So yeah, since I have a turntable, I was like, I'm definitely going to be getting that collector set. The problem is, like I said, this was exclusive to just the UK. And I remember being, and I guess I could show this because yeah, so the cartridge, the case will be right here. I do wish, like I said, that this one kind of did that as well, because the other ones did too. Actually, no, I forgot. This one was a little bit different. They did not put a slot for the actual case, for the actual Xenoblade 2 case in there. There's only the Steelbook in there, and the game is attached to it. So what I had to do for Xenoblade 2 to get, where is it? To get this, I had to literally just buy the case off someone on Reddit. There was like a video game case subreddit or something like that, I forgot, and I asked and somebody had one and he just shipped it to me. So I had to buy this separately in order to, you know, complete it, because otherwise that just came with the Steelbook. Other regions got both, so I don't know why Nintendo of America screwed that one up. But yeah, so this was only exclusive to the UK, and I'm only showing you this because you can't see the other stuff in here. So yeah, this is what that Steelbook looks like. And then for pre-ordering it, you get this Monado keychain, which my friend sent to me, because like I said, I had to get this shipped over to me. And then here's the vinyl record itself. And then there's a poster. And then if you just flip this up, you get the art book. Sadly, this is a paperback. It's not a hardcover. The US version was a hardcover, but the US version was literally just the art book and the game. So it's fine. But yeah, this sound selection, I'm not going to take it out just because this video is already getting long enough. But yeah, so I was on a Reddit board. I think it was either the Xenoblade one or the Nintendo Switch one. I forgot which one. Definitely one of the two. And I was kind of complaining, like, you know, this, you know, like, why are they doing this? They could have released this in the US or just let you select what you want. In fact, for example, for Xenoblade 3, Nintendo Japan are letting you buy each item by itself if you wanted to, or the whole set if you wanted to. Like, Nintendo Japan is doing this correctly, but I don't know why they didn't handle this one that same way. So I don't know, I was complaining about it, and then one guy saw my comment, and again, I thank God for this, because it's just one of those things, you know, it's like a little act of kindness and miracle. So he's like, hey, I was actually able to pre-order 2 copies of it, because then it got sold out. He was like, I was actually able to pre-order 2 copies of it. I only pre-ordered one as a backup just in case the other one gets canceled for whatever reason, but you know, I kind of feel bad that about you. So if you want, I could just ship it to you. You just pay me the regular amount. I won't charge you anything extra. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, I thought he was kind of scamming me, because a few months before that I was scammed by someone for some concert tickets. But then me and him, we became friends, you know. So I'm very, very grateful for that. So, you know, he then sent me this, and I sent him the money. He didn't charge me anything extra. And he sent it to me, and I'm just so glad it's here, you know. And this sound selection, the vinyl itself, like I said, it's beautiful. And he's actually the one, we were talking, and not too long ago, and he shipped me some chocolate and candy from the UK, and with that he also sent me the postcards that he got for pre-ordering his version of Xenoblade 3. So I kind of feel bad. I should message him, because it's been like a few weeks since I talked with him. But I guess the UK still is not, as of the time of recording this video, which is October 6th, they still have not gotten their special edition. So, or at least to buy. So I do feel bad for them. But guys, you know, I'm thankful for all this. I'm gonna send him this video. So if you're watching this, dude, thank you so much for the kindness you give me and for being my friend. But yeah, guys, this is my unboxing of and my demonstration of my love for the Xeno series. So if you guys have played Xenoblade, let me know what you think. But yeah, I'm excited to just flip through this art book. So yeah, guys, with all that said, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.